Welcome back to the False Nines YouTube channel, welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and the Maidstone United save. I'm back from my holiday, this should be going out on Wednesday. I landed early hours Monday morning, wasn't feeling too great, you know what it is on planes with all the germs. I wasn't feeling too good, throat was pretty bad, nose was like all sort of bunged up, just germs. And yeah, so today will be the return. It's been almost 2 weeks since I put out a video. And yeah, we're going to finish the season, so hopefully it should be done this week. The FM19 beta will be out probably in about a week or so. A week today, I'm predicting that FM beta will come out a week today. So yeah, I've got to get on and finish this. There's only, I think, 10 matches left in the league. So we're going to finish and then we'll start preparing for FM19 and Chelsea, which is who I'm going to be managing. Anyway, today's episode, we're taking on Norwich in an away game. As you can see, we are top of the table, so we've done well off screen. After last time's 2 live defeats, we've managed to get back on top, which is really good. If you enjoy the series, do drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they're turning up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to receive updates if I upload or go live, and follow me on social media so you don't miss any of my content. So yeah, just to refresh your memory and kind of mine as well, last time it was a 2-1 home defeat to Leeds United. And then we followed that up by losing 2-0 at the Den against Millwall, when it really harmed our chances of getting, you know, keeping on top of the table and getting promotion. But like I said, we're back on top, so results off screen have gone our way. The first game we played off screen was actually an FA Cup game, and it was against Millwall. It was another match at the Den against Millwall, but this time we did come out with a draw. It was 2-2 and we managed to get a replay at our stadium. Alexandre Souza opened the scoring on 13 minutes to give us a 1-0 lead. Chris Long equalised for Millwall just before the half-hour mark. Defender Alex Finney scored just after the hour, and then 3 minutes later Millwall made it 2-2, Chris Long scoring his second of the game. So that did mean we've got a replay at Gallagher Stadium. Our first league match off screen was a comfortable 3-0 win at home against Blackburn Rovers. Not much to talk about here really, everything just went our way. As you can see, dominated the ball, dominated the shots. Well, I wouldn't say dominated the ball, but had plenty more shots than them, so that's good. Josh Phillips made it 1-0 on the 10th minute. Phil Easton scored on the half-hour mark from a set-piece free header at the far post, completely unmarked, 2-0. Blackburn made a half-time substitution with Madison coming off and George Saville coming on. His appearance lasted just 3 minutes, however, as he received a straight red card. And then we capitalised on the one-man advantage and got a third goal on 71 minutes. Phil Easton with his second goal of the game. Not often you see 2 goals from a defender, but Easton's been fantastic recently as the loanee. He's been doing really well. And it was a 3-0 win, and it was very, very comfortable and one-sided. It was a perfect performance. We followed that up with a big 2-1 win at St James's Park against Newcastle. 3 goals coming in the second half here. Very even game. I think on another day we could have drawn this, we could have lost it. They've got some good players, Newcastle. Muset and Romero are decent strikers. Lecky's good. They've got good players, and to get a win at St James's Park I think is very good. It was actually Newcastle that took the lead. Dan Cotterill scoring the goal just after the hour. But we came from behind and we won. Josh Marger scored on 74 minutes, and then less than 10 minutes later it was 2-1. Josh Phillips scoring to give us that 2-1 lead and win the game for us. More shots on target than our opponents, edged it possession-wise. Very close game. Like I said, another day this could have been a completely different result. We then had our FA Cup 5th round replay at home against Millwall, and this one went a lot better. We won 4-2 and it got us through to round 6. Marger scored on the 15th minute to give us a lead, and then we made it 2-0 through Josh Phillips on 38 minutes. That was after Millwall had a red card. Jason Malumbi, 2 very early yellow cards, 13th minute, and then the second one coming on 20 minutes. So Millwall playing a lot of the game with 10 men, but they did manage to pull a goal back before half-time. Mark Russell scoring in injury time. In the second half, we scored a third goal, Nathan Broadhead scoring on the hour mark, but that was before Millwall scored another goal. And with a one-man advantage over our opponents, we probably should have done better here. And we, you know, Millwall kept coming at us. They didn't stop, even though they had a player sent off. And Russell scored on 74 minutes to make it 3-2, but we did get a 4th goal before the end of the match. Josh Phillips with his second of the game, scoring goal number 4 on 84 minutes, meaning we're through to the FA Cup 6th round, and we have a draw at home against Liverpool. The 2 teams that I've managed on FM18 this season, the only 2 teams I've managed, and they're facing each other, And, we've got some big results in these cup games over the past sort of couple of seasons. We've beaten a few Premier League teams like Arsenal, like Huddersfield. I think it might have beaten Leicester. I can't remember. I might have just made that up. But we've had some upset results. This could be the biggest one of all. If we can beat Liverpool in the FA Cup 6th round and make it to a semi-final, that would be huge. The final game we played off screen was a 2-0 home win against Bristol City, who are second from bottom. And it was just a very routine result. Pretty even possession, had more shots than them, and we made our chances count, and we won 2-0. Easton added another goal to his tally on 38 minutes, giving us the 1-0 win. Had another great game, did at Phil Easton. And in the second half, Lee Metcalf scored his first goal this season from open play on 73 minutes. He hasn't had a lot of goals this season, Lee Metcalf. He's had a good year, but in terms of actual returns, he's not really done too much. In fact, the only 2 assists he's had this season are in the Cup. He's had a very quiet year, but he's still done very well. Last season, he did score 3 goals in the league and get 5 assists. And the season before that, he did get 6 assists. So, he's capable of doing it, but it just hasn't come around for him this time. Although he still played very well. The only other thing to note about this game is that this was the debut of Manuel Valdir, the left midfielder we bought in the January transfer window to kind of replace Taylor Neal as the sort of backup left midfielder. And he made his debut in this match and he set up Lee Metcalf's goal. So a good performance by him. I think for the upcoming match though, we will bring in Danny Rowe. I just gave him a little bit of a rest in this match because he played a lot of fixtures. He was in need of a rest. So aside from those 2 defeats last episode against Leeds and Millwall, we haven't lost this calendar year. Apart from those 2 games, we've had a couple of draws, but they were in the Cup. Otherwise, we won every single game. We're in excellent form. We are top of the Championship. We've got a 2-point lead over Birmingham and Leeds, and we have a game in hand. So things are looking very, very good. You've got Wolves on 69 as well. Millwall and Queen's Park Rangers round out the playoff places. So we're in a very good position. Hopefully we can stay there. Because I want promotion this year. I want to make sure we get into the Premier League. And while this is my last season, I will be doing like a simulation for the Premier League season. I do this sometimes at the end of my series. Is I'll simulate a few years into the future and see what happens to my team. So if we do get promoted, if we don't, I'm still going to do, a little bit of a simulation. So there will be a couple of extra videos looking at what happens in Maidstone in the next few years. The only other thing to show you is my youth intake, and we had one incredible player. I've already moved him into the under-23s. His name is Will Giles. He's a left back. He's just had his 16th birthday just a few days ago. And he's already got a better current ability than both of my starting first 11 left backs. I don't think I've ever had a regen or a new gen or whatever you call them these days who can just jump straight into the first team like that. This is the best player I've ever had in the youth intake in terms of current ability. He's got 18 bravery, 18 determination, and 19 work rate. He's like the hardest working 16-year-old I've ever seen. The physicals are good for his senior left back. He's got 14 pace and 13 acceleration. His technicals are okay, like they could be better, but 13 tackling's fine, 12 marking for a 16-year-old. That's incredible. Like, this is an amazing, amazing young player, and it's a shame that it's come so late in the series because I would have loved to use him. That's everything though, so let's jump into today's match. As I said, we are taking on Norwich City. The game is very slow today for some reason. Not sure why that is. But against Norwich, we've never beaten Norwich. We've only faced them a couple of times. And yeah, hopefully we can beat them. We are favourites for the match. We're in brilliant form. We're unbeaten in the last 5 matches. Norwich are in 7th place at the moment. They're had a good season. They've been okay. Alex Neil's their manager. He's come back. In fact, the last time we played them when we lost to them, that was his first match. So for this match, we will bring Danny Rowe back in at left midfield. Callum Guy's had a couple of appearances. Keith Johnson's been suspended for a couple of matches. We'll bring him back in. Guy's not been doing too badly, but Johnson's the better player. We've got Sonny Triggs on the bench as well. I'm going to go to Nathan Broadhead over Mamadou Lamba. And I think we'll leave it at that. I think that's a solid team. Yeah, I'll leave that as it is. We're on standard and structured, and the instructions we have are right here. We could go counter-attacking today, and Norwich are one of those teams that will have more possession than us. So I'm going to go for counter-attacking instead. And my throat is still really bad, so I do apologise if this doesn't sound too good. But I want to put a video out because I'm running out of time to get this series finished. And I haven't uploaded in almost a fortnight. So that's why I wanted to record and upload one. So Norwich with Chris Wood up front. They've got Nick Pope in goal. They've got Jack Stevens in defence. James Maddison's on the bench. Bamford's on the bench. Yeah, Maddison's still playing for Norwich in this series. He hasn't made a move yet, you know, in real life. He's moved to Leicester and he's doing extremely well. Gonna go for the passionate team talk and say keep our run going because we are doing very well. And hopefully we'll get a good result here. You know, yet to beat Norwich in a couple of games. Hopefully we can do that today. Half an hour into the match, we haven't had a single highlight yet. Nothing's happened. They've had one shot on target. We've had 3 shots, but none of them hit the target. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half, and there hasn't been a single highlight. That's not really what I wanted. Wanted an entertaining video. Half time. Nothing has happened. 2 shots to 3, though one of those has been on target. 55% possession. What's he saying to do? Encourage the players. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, well, I think that's a bit of a lie saying we've been the better team, but it's been a positive team talk, positive reaction, so that's fine. Let's see what happens in the second half. Hopefully, we'll see some actual highlights. I mean, a draw wouldn't be a bad result. I'd be pretty happy with a draw away against Norwich. It would be okay. We haven't beaten them, but a draw would be an okay result. And we have a highlight, 52nd minute of the match. I'm going to push forward on the shouts. Let's see what happens from this first highlight of the match on 52 minutes. It's Leal with the ball, and here's Chris Wood, and this is really laggy. What is going on, game? You've been fine all year. This is the worst it's been. And it's given away. Danny Rowe's got the ball now to Marja. Gives it back to Rowe. And Rowe looking for a run down the left. And he's dispossessed by Ristovski. Jack Stevens to Actus. Pavelka to Chris Woods. I think it's calmed down a little bit now in terms of lag. The game, though, starting to pick up. Leal with a cross. It's headed away. Pavelka with a shot. And that's over. And what is going on with this game? Why is it running like that? We're past the hour. There is a corner here, though. Yakubu to take the corner. And it's headed away. Broadhead has it now. And Pavelka with a sliding tackle. But now Norwich making the break. And this could be pretty nasty. James Maddison's got it. He's off from the subs bench. There's no one in the box, though. But he's going to go all the way himself and gives it to Leal. And Norwich take a 1-0 lead. Past sort of 10 minutes, the action has picked up. And, yeah, they take a lead. Maddison obviously making some impact from the bench. Here he is. He made a run all by himself. There was nobody in the box, but he held on to it and then, you know, managed to just delay it, and Leal scored. We're not looking very good, and I'm going to make some substitutions because this has been a pretty poor match. So I'm going to bring on Neidham in midfield because obviously we're not doing anything midfield because we can't get the ball up to our players. I'm going to swap the strikers round. And I'm going to bring on Souza for Phillips, I think. Double change. I've got a lot of instructions set. We should maybe look at removing some of these. Especially now that we are actually trying to save a point here. We're behind. Still no shots on target for us. They've had 4. I'm going to attack in as well. We're 20 minutes left. Need to try something different here because this hasn't been a great game for us. We've not had a shot on target. Patrick Bamford's on as well now. And Easter with a great tackle and then just gives it away. We just can't get the ball up to our forwards. Now Bamford, a great sliding tackle and then Easton with a long ball. But once again, just can't get it to the strikers. Actus to Stephen. That was unnecessary. Bamford's through. Oh, what a tackle that was by Finney. Ristovski with a cross and it's 2-0. Leal's done it again. And Norwich are punishing us. Like, it took a while for this game to get going, and Norwich in the second half, they've found another gear. Bamford finds a way through. Great sliding tackle by Finney, but then Ristovski with a cross, and then Leal scored again. We've got about 15 minutes left plus injury time. Still time to maybe get something from this game. I'm positive. Yakubu with a cross in there. It's Neidham to Rowe. And again, we just can't get it to our strikers. What's going on today? Claxton. Souza's on there. Oh, what a goal by Souza. 75th minute. It's 2-1. That's what... Oh, don't disallow it. Come on. That was an amazing goal. How can you disallow that? And my voice is cracking. Come on, we know we can score goals now, though. It's just that one was just a little bit offside. We have got another change we can make, though. We could bring on Antwi and get a third striker up there. Apart from that disallowed goal, we still haven't had a shot on target. Right, I'm gonna bring on another striker. We can think about going overload as well. We're in the last 10 minutes, but not a great performance by us at all here. Gonna go for route 1 as well. We're just gonna go for it and try and get 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, but it doesn't look like we're gonna do that. 86 minutes, we're still 2-0 down. It looks like it's going to be another Livecom defeat, and that's no good. And once again, we've just given it away. And if anything, in Norwich are going to score a third. They have. Actors have scored. Well, that wasn't meant to happen. And once again, we're top of the table, and we've buggered it up. Every time we look like we're going to actually do amazing and get promotion, we always find a way to cock it up. And once again, we're back to losing the Livecoms again. We're back to the curse. I mean, I went overload, so, you know, it's got to be expected that they're going to punish us at the back, but we just haven't been on our game today. We still haven't had a shot on target, I think. That's full time. We've lost 3-0. We had one shot on target. After a highlightless first half, Norwich in the second half just completely took control. I wasn't happy with that. Like, in the slightest, we did not control any aspect of that match. And the finisher was terrible as well. One shot on target out of 9 is not good enough. The fullbacks really let us down. The centre-backs did really well, actually, but the fullbacks did not really help us at all. No, Leeds have overtaken us after they beat Birmingham 4-1. Wolverhampton won 3-0, so they're level on points with us now. Birmingham to Leeds, so that's at least one thing that's kind of gone right for us. But Leeds leapfrog us. We do still have that game in hand, though, so we could overtake them. I think our game in hand is against Barnsley. So hopefully we will get a result in that. Now, it's saying there was a disallowed goal for your team that arguably should have stood. This is where VAR's going to come in with FM19, of course, because that's been introduced. So I guess in that instance, I don't think it's included in the Championship. I don't think they've got VAR. In fact, I'm pretty sure they don't have VAR. But, you know, that's where that would come in, I guess. I just hope you don't get VAR like every single match. I don't think it's needed every single match. So unfortunately, we have dropped off the top of the table, but that game in hand against Barnsley is coming up very shortly. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Alright, so for the Championship, I want to do 2 more videos for the Championship. If we miraculously make an FA Cup final, that will also be in a video. So next time, I think we're going to try and get to like Derby or Middlesbrough. And then after that, we're going to do the final 2 games of Fulham and Huddersfield in one video. And then see if we get promotion. Of course, there might end up being playoffs after that. You might get an FA Cup final. It might end up being that this goes into FM19 if I don't finish it. So I might have to do a little bit of extra work. And it might end up in some very late nights. Hopefully that's not the case though. I don't want to overwork myself. But hopefully by the next time I see you, we will be back on top of the table. We do have that game in hand. We need to win it. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, do drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they're turned up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to receive updates if I upload or go live. Follow me on social media so you don't miss any of my content. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.